I used to be a Mr. Want to Know It All. I thought that was the way to go. Knowing all of the important bits of information would give me the best possible chance of succeeding in this game. I would be well ahead of all of the other lazy traders that don't even bother diving into all of the details in the world of stocks. But after all of the painstaking research and knowledge gained, all it did was confuse me even more and give me thumping headaches. Unless you're a savant, you cannot possibly remember it all, never mind learning it. So that begs the question, how much information is enough? When I got serious about investing in stocks back in 2018, I did a lot of reading, research, deep thinking and so forth. 99% of my studies were based around company fundamentals, what the company does, their mission, their financials, and how their products or services may impact the future of the world. Honestly, a lot of it made sense, but all companies will paint a rosy picture of their world and make you believe in it. But since you've done your homework behind the company, you believe that you're very unlikely to be in the wrong. So you end up with a false sense of confidence in the company and ignore the warning signs. A company has pending lawsuits. Doesn't matter because it's just a minor setback. A company slashes earnings. Not to worry, it has some great products that will change the world. A company's share price begins to decline. It'll bounce back. Just buy the dip. Next thing you know, your holding is down 50% and you refuse to sell due to stubbornness and hope. That's what happens when you put too much faith in your fundamental analysis and ignore what's right in front of you, the technicals. And to be honest, I should have followed this advice much sooner. I recommend you to watch my video on why I stopped investing in stocks to hear my investment journey. Around the same time I began investing in stocks again, which was just after the 2020 COVID crash, I was also day trading, and I use that term loosely. What I was actually doing was scalping volatile moves using the IG app, usually from the comfort of my own bed. This was an unhealthy fixation, but that's a story for another time. I really began to turn the corner when I started taking technical analysis seriously, around the beginning of 2021. During this time, I had a brief stint learning about Forex. Aside from some of the fundamental drivers of currency, I took a deep dive into candlesticks, chart patterns, support and resistance levels, and various indicators. Whereas previously, none of these made sense to me, and I didn't really care to vigorously learn about them. As far as I was concerned, they were unreliable nonsense. To me, the fundamentals of a stock were far more important. After all, it's easier for a company to sell its story and manipulate the media. But there are hidden forces in play that retail investors do not and cannot ever know about. Maybe the CEO is about to step down. Maybe poor earnings are on the horizon. Or maybe there's a financial scandal brewing. Whatever the reason may be, the average Joe won't know the details. However, one thing that cannot be hidden is the price action of a stock. Price action gives you real-time data of what's actually happening. No opinions or inside information required. On a chart, you can clearly see how buyers and sellers are reacting to different price levels. And when the prospects of a company or the overall economy is not looking good, it's usually reflected in the price as smart money is heading for the exit before shit hits the fan. By no means was it easy to master technical analysis, which I have yet to do. Learning it is the easy part, but applying it correctly takes years. There's just so much fluff out there that you have to discover what works for you and what doesn't. Which moving averages work best? Where shall I set my support and resistance levels? How do I use this thing called Fibonacci? Which indicator tells me when it's time for dinner? These were all legitimate questions. Regardless of which indicators you use and how, the end goal is to be able to interpret price action and make confident decisions on when to buy and when to sell a stock. Of course, there were times when I went overboard and tested out every indicator in existence, even one called moon phases. Yeah, crazy, right? My charts began to look like a child's sketch pad. Colourful squiggly lines were everywhere. Before, I had filled my head with too much fundamental information. Now, I'm filling my head with too much technical stuff. And too much information hurts my head. Fast forward to today, I've managed to filter out the BS and settle on just a few indicators. The 10 and the 20 exponential moving average, the 50 and 200 simple moving averages, average true range, volume and relative volume. That's it, I don't need any more indicators. Combined with just a few pieces of crucial fundamental data, such as a company's market cap, float size, sector and some basic earnings, I finally managed to draw back my losses and become profitable. There's no need to overthink things. I just plan my entry, stick to my exit rules and try not to get distracted by any news and opinions along the way. I hope you've taken something away from this story, and if you've been struggling with information overload, understand that less is more. Focus on the facts of a stock, price, volume and key levels. And if you ever find that dinner time indicator, let me know because I'm still searching for it. If you enjoyed this video, just hit the like button and subscribe for more swing trading tips. See you in the next video.